Hey everybody, Tammy C. Walker, the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. I created this channel to provide light and love. How you all doing? I'm doing very well. I'm actually going to be off for a few days and I'm learning when I'm off work for a few days, I become very happy because when I become burnout or overstimulated, I am not a happy camper. That's most people, right? Okay, before I get started, let's go. I'm back. Why did I have this little selfie stick button? I'm going to go on the limb and say I had this thing a year and I'm just using it. I make life so hard. I have tools here to help me, and I buy these tools and forget to use them, but I'm using it now. Alrighty. When I created Dreams Are a Reality, I created this channel, of course, to provide light and love. My thought, my hope, my prayer was to help those that are struggling because I have struggled with depression, anxiety, all of those things. I put a post out. I think it was misunderstood. I'm not saying I'm struggling with that now. I was saying from 1990 something through '07, '08, I really struggled with depression. Not '07, '06. But this is a long story. But I don't want you all to think I'm struggling now. Yeah, it comes back here and there, but no, 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 no. Nothing like how I used to be struggling. I was just saying I want to always stay humble. I think that post was misunderstood. I just deleted it because I don't want to have you all worrying about me. I'm okay mostly. I'm okay. Okay, I wanted to talk about this though. Seriously, something that's occurring right now. Everyone is struggling with something. And so that everyone was a strong word. You do have some people that have peace, that are okay, but there are quite a few people who are struggling. And when I say struggling, I had to take some notes because I didn't want to get off subject. But y'all hit that like button and hit subscribe, as my little intro said. Thank you for your support. Thank you, new subscribers. I see you all. I lost a subscriber when I put Kendrick Lamar up there. So for the record, you all, I am a singer, okay, a songwriter. So I may be a licensed clinical social worker, YouTuber, and all this other stuff, but my heart and soul is music. So I may put up artists or something. That's because that's my passion, music. I'm not saying, whatever. I'm not going to never apologize for who I am. But yeah, that's what's up. This channel, you might see some of anything. It's just a part of an extension of who I am. All right, everyone is struggling. These are, these are, whew. These are some of the things people are currently struggling with. SE blank addiction, pornography. Some people sit and watch that all day. Having, relationships, SE blank relationships with different people with no attachment, hookups, dating apps. You get on those dating apps and you'll see the same person on various ones. I've seen it before years ago, 20 years ago. And I was like, this person on here, they on here. Well, how did I know? Because I was on there too, but not, I wasn't on various dating apps. I would look at it and then you'll see, I don't even know, but I remember it. This is over 20 some years ago. Must have been on more than one, huh? But it's very addictive where you are waiting on somebody to acknowledge you and look at your profile. And so, for the record, what I learned, this is my experience. The very attractive guys or a guy that it's not even about look only, but it is about the type of guy I would like, would never reach out to me ever. But some white guy, 60 something, some guy from Africa or something, 20 something, not my age range, not my type. So I don't like dating apps. That's not for me, but it works for some people. And hey, but don't become addicted to it. But these are what people struggle with. Playing a video game, 8 hours at a pop. Now, I've had people say, watch this video. It's 2 hours long. I don't have 2 hours to watch a video. So the most I can do is probably 30 to 40 minutes, and that's a stretch. 30 is my cutoff, so I shouldn't be making long videos either because I know people don't have time to watch all of that stuff. Gambling. I knew someone that was married would be on the boat gambling with another man. I don't know if they were romantic or not. I don't even know. This is a long time ago. Stay on the boat overnight, trying to win back money, and it's a bad addiction. People are addicted to the lottery, um, any type of betting. They're addicted to this stuff. What about an eating disorder? Closet eater. Don't do it in front of people, but when they get home, they just veg out. They get nervous. They get stressed. They eat. They eat, drink a bunch of popping and stuff. Shopping. Talking about buying Gucci and Louis. And when I hear that, I often cringe because you know the prices on those Louis Vuitton purses and Gucci and all of this. The average person can't afford that, but you see people with this. I guess I don't look at people's possessions. That's not something I'm real good with. I'm not big on name brand stuff. I like nice stuff now. Don't get me wrong. I like my nice stuff. But I couldn't tell you if somebody had this and that. I'm just not. I never was like that. I don't really pay attention. It's more or less, it doesn't matter to me. That's just me, though. That's just me. But people are addicted to this stuff. They struggle with cheating, just a freaking cheater. And that is a struggle, man. When people are cheaters, it's almost like they can't stop. They can't even control their body parts. And it's concerning. It really is. They lie like a rug. Cheating and lying and stealing. They think nothing of it. It's just a struggle. Drugs, pill popping, marijuana. What do they say about Lil Wayne? He was mad over the Super Bowl, in which Kendrick Lamar refers to that in his first song off his new album, CD. And they said Lil Wayne struggles to remember his lyrics at his own concert. So sometimes we can be a little delusional. And I was a big Lil Wayne fan. I thought he had the craziest flow. Uh, when you do all those different type of leans and whatever he did. And I know Lil Wayne had a lot of trauma. He speaks of it. There we go again with a struggle. But they're not going to put you to headline the Super Bowl when you can't remember your lyrics. They're not going to even be able to accommodate that. But anyway, different drugs, ecstasy, shroom, heroin, crack, cocaine, weed, and that's a thing where, oh, it's legal. I'm driving down the street here in Chicago and I hit certain areas. It's just, that's all you smell is weed. So it concerns me that you're driving around smoking that. But hey, it's being normalized. What the damage is doing to your lungs, that vaping. You gotta know what you're doing to your body. Liquor. I like a glass of wine. I like a little drink, but it's something I'm not able to overindulge in. My dad was alcoholic. All his brothers were one. So I know what's running through the blood of Tammy C. Walker. So I have to monitor my liquor. It's just not something I do a lot of days per week. I can't afford it. I don't want to. The recovery is not worth it. I've been very intoxicated years ago, many years ago. I used to go out Friday, Saturday. And whenever I talk about some of my deep stuff, for the record, it's 20 years ago. So 2002, 2000, over 20 years ago, 01, 1999. It's not current. Well, yeah, I struggled with not getting drunk at times back when I was 29 and 30. And I should be dead because I know I was on that Kennedy Expressway here in Chicago, line moving from side to side. I had way over what I was supposed to. So be careful out here with that. And we shouldn't be driving drunk with Uber and Lyft. Or you make sure you pair up with somebody who can help you. A good friend. A good friend not gonna let you go out like that. That's why we gotta be careful who we hang with. We have people struggling with ADHD, with depression, with grief, suicidal ideation, with anxiety. And this is a daily struggle for them to get through the day. What is happiness though? And I think sometimes when we struggle, it's because we put that out there. I'll be happy when, I'll be happy once I buy my new house. I'm gonna be so happy. I'm getting a Tesla. Ooh, I'm gonna be happy when I get my Jaguar, my Porsche, my BMW. Oh, the happiness I'm gonna feel until you get that first car note. Until that mortgage comes through, it's like it just wears off. Don't it wear off? I remember buying my last truck, a Buick. I love my little SUV. And they had it shining. I think the lights was glistening off the black paint. And I drove home that evening, that night. And I don't like driving at night that much. I wear contact lenses. It could be whatever. I'm just not a big night driver. I do it. I have to, but that night, everything was clear. I said, wow, I've never seen a windshield this clear. I was just so happy. That car no came. I still I like my little SUV. But I'm just saying it wears off. And if we label happiness with this, I'm gonna be happy when this is where we mess up. I think about my life, the single woman, no children, and I'm like, it's an interesting setup I got. Nothing I envisioned. For the record, I wasn't the type that wanted 2 or 3 kids. Never did. I would say maybe one, maybe two. But the way my marriage went, it was like maybe none. I just want to be good on my own. I want to be safe on my own. And if I had met the love of my life when I was in my 30s, oh, I would have popped out by 3 babies for him. Just a light, just a sweet soul that loves kids. He knew how to treat me and he knows how to treat his son. So definitely would have had 2 or 3 with him easily. So I think having babies is predicated on if you're in love or not, or how you feel about that person at times. It depends on people's reasoning for having babies. Yeah. But then you'll look at someone who is married and they have 2 or 3 kids, they have the house, and you look at them and say, wow, they got it right. They so lucky. They got it right. And then you talk to them and they'll tell you how much they hate their life, how their kids get on their nerve, how they're worried about their kids. One thing we got to remember being a parent, it adds a thick layer of worry and concern, because I know if I had my kids, I would always want them to win. I would want them to be safe. I would hope and pray that the decisions I taught them would always stick. So, what am I saying? Sometimes we look at other people and think our life is not that great and think theirs is better. This is where social media is a fallacy, a fantasy. It's delusional because you're looking and they're always going to make sure that their life looks good on Facebook and whatever they're on, TikTok or whatever, Instagram. But behind those 4 walls, you never know what's going on. So don't look at people, long story short. I mean, I do here and there, but then it quickly fades away because when I have the real conversations with them, it's like, whoa, it's happening more and more. I'm like, oh, it seems like they're happy or whatever. And then they have a conversation with you saying they're not. So happiness, it can be fleeting if it's predicated on being with someone, predicated on getting something. Once I get this management job, I'll be making 150K. And you hate it. You're in the hotel 70% of the time traveling. Oh, I hate this job. You're in corporate, you're a leader, you have to let someone go over and over because you're a leader. You have to make these cuts. It's not all it's cracked up to be. You're a singer. Your record sales wasn't good this time. Now the pressure's on. You spending more than you earn. You're an athlete and you get hurt. And so they're like kind of, I don't know if they're bashing, but Kawhi Leonard, there's some talk about that. Oh, he can't get any awards this year. He has inflammation of the knee. It's called being human. All the greats end up with injuries. Nobody's above being injured. And it's like we live in a crazy world where if you're injured, they make fun of you. Now y'all see y'all fake, some of you all. I remember Derrick Rose being injured, hurt his knee It might have been both knees, at least 3 times. He had surgeries, had to rehabilitate, surgery, rehab, surgery, rehab. Do you know the mental toil that takes on somebody's mind? They tell you Derrick Rose is a strong dude. Chicago through and through. What they say, when you're from Chicago, always announce it. But coming from the city, the reason why I announce it, you kind of have to be hardcore. I'm from the inner city, West Side, which is considered sometimes they be, tripping on us like it's the low end and this and that. But I love coming from the West Side. I mean, love, because my parents knew my sister and I would have to walk to school. Sometimes we walked to the little corner store. Gotta remember, this was the 80s. No drive-by shootings. We didn't have that. We had gangs. Gangs were respectful back in the 80s. Older lady on the bus, they get up. Don't curse in front of that lady. Gangs were respectful. It was a different day, but we knew how to get around. Watch your pockets. Somebody behind you, peep them. And I don't want to tell you the instructions was given to us from my dad, but Derrick Rose has a mentality out of this world. But some of you all laughed at him. His knees made of glass. He made of glass. How's an injury funny? Anybody can get hurt. That's what I'm saying. You want to be an athlete, you get hurt, you got to have a backup. Happiness is being drafted in the NBA, playing at Wimbledon, playing in the Olympics. But on the other side of that happiness is an injury that could be career ending. So when you tie your happiness to something, it's subjected to be lost. I love Denzel Washington, one of my favorite actors since, I don't remember saying Elsewhere. Is that the name of it? I don't remember that much, but I remember him being in it. He was a doctor. But I first remember Denzel Washington from A Soldier Story in the late 80s. That's a good movie. I might have to pull that movie back out. That is a good movie. And also from Mo Better Blues. These are the times I remember Denzel Washington, Malcolm X, Glory, and I can't even begin to name all the movies that this man has played in. He's got swag, he's got charisma. Because I know some people are like, he's not that fine to me. It was never only Denzel's look, it was his swag. You can have swag and charisma and confidence. It's unmatched. It's unmatched. The man embodies it. So recently, Denzel Washington talks about his drinking, how he used to drink a lot and he did drugs. And that's why I love Denzel Washington, because any character he plays, he makes you a believer. But to listen to him speak, he's wise, 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 and he's humble and he is very polite to his fans. But he is vulnerable. And he speaks of his faith, and now he's speaking of something he struggled with in the past. He's been sober for 10 years. Award-winning Denzel Washington struggles. Michael Phelps, most decorated Olympian. I think that's correct. He might have a run for his money with Simone Biles. I'm not sure about my medals, but Michael Phelps struggled with depression. And the reason why he said he struggled with depression at the time, he was winning those awards, but he wasn't celebrating those wins. Sometimes you can be so successful, you're on to your next quest. And this is why you are not happy, because you are not celebrating where you are. It's almost like a man that's so fine and he can get any woman he wants. But when he was in high school, he was an ugly duckling. When he start getting that attention, it's going to go to his head if he's not level headed. And he will begin to sleep with these different women and never settling down because he's not celebrating those relationships. He's getting in his own way. He's becoming big head, no pun intended. No pun intended. But yeah, this is what happens. When you are struggling with whatever, And we got to give grace right now because of COVID. All of us still struggle with something. I've noticed I really don't like shopping with a bunch of people around. I've been like that before COVID, but it's worse. So for Christmas, I do my little Kohl's run and get a bunch of stuff. I get a bulk of my gifts that from Kohl's for my family. I do online. I might run to Macy's. I do a variety of things, but that's something I struggle with sometimes. Sometimes I'm introvert. I am an introvert, extrovert, introvert, and I struggle. Sorry, since COVID, a little bit more. More people are struggling. They tell me, and pay attention. So we got to give grace. Still, we have to give grace. Some are struggling after this election. Allow for grace for yourself. Allow for grace for them. So if you are struggling, these are some tips I'm going to leave. You want to seek help. www.psychologytoday.com. Also, Grow Therapy is another good one. And it's a plethora of websites to help you with your mental health. Okay. If you are employed, go to your employment assistant provider. EAP. I hope that's what it stands for. Employment Assistance Provider. I do believe that's correct. And you should be able to get 6 to 10 to 12 free sessions per year. Take advantage of that. You don't have to tell people, I'm in therapy. I'm in therapy. Why do people tell their business? Just do it for you. You know you need it. But I think in a conjunction with therapy, it's important to learn who you are, learn your quirks, learn your triggers, learn your trauma. And once you figure that out, you can move through life a little bit better. Women, we got to remember, a man is not going to say, baby, I'm depressed or I'm out of money. They're prideful, and that's making them look weak to admit that. So pay attention to your man and allow grace for him. Allow grace for yourself though, too. Don't be no fool now. Don't be no fool. When I'm talking about that, I'm saying with a toxic relationship. Not trying to call you a fool, but I'm allowing grace, but he's cheating on you with 4 women. It's not allowing grace. Same for men. Don't allow grace for someone that's mistreating you. I got to do a segue backwards a little bit. Another reason why we struggle sometimes, we're putting our happiness in the hands of someone else. You'll hear a man say, I gave her everything. I gave her the world, but she didn't appreciate it. Men, remember, some women struggle with trauma. They've been molested. They've been sexually abused. They've been cheated on. They've been physically abused. So by the time they get to you, it's so much trauma done to them, they're not going to be happy with what you're giving them. Now they want to be on top. Some of the women are being a man, no pun intended again. Some of the women are being a man and they want to get you before you get them. So now they're playing the game. So we seek something, happiness outside of ourselves from someone that's in worse shape than us. That's what I'm starting to pay attention to. I'm looking for something sometimes from someone who probably don't even have, and I'm just speculating because I don't want to judge people on that. They may not have the faith I have. They may not have the tenacity I have. They may not have been through as much as I've overcome. I overcame cancer twice. I had to bury both of my parents. I went through a bad marriage. I went back to school as a 44-year-old woman. Some people haven't done those type of things or did those type of things. I'm not saying I'm better. This is the path that God put me on. So therefore, I could withstand a lot. Although sometimes it don't feel like it. I know I can because I've overcome a lot. Maybe your guy or your woman haven't overcome as much or overcame as much as you have. So we seeking something outside of ourselves from somebody that cannot provide it for us. That's why you can't put your happiness on somebody else. It's misunderstood. If I get a husband, I'm going to be happy. When I have my baby, I'm going to be happy. No, you must find it now. And I'm not saying every day I wake up, I'm happy. I'm happy today because I'm working at home. I'm happy. Thanksgiving come my favorite holiday. I'm happy. But I'm dealing with stuff too. It's not only my personal stuff. I have people close to me. I have a dear, dear, dear friends, second family basically, just lost their dad. So that makes me sad. I have somebody else very close to me whose dad is going through some health challenges. It makes me sad because some of these people was just healthy a few months ago. That's a lot. We all struggle with something. What I'm saying is we cannot expect our husband, our boo thing, our man, our woman, our lady to provide us with happiness. Well, sometimes they're struggling worse than us because as soon as they don't do what you want them to do, then you're going to be unhappy. I'm happy when my guy is with me, but I'm sad when he doesn't act right. Well, what is that? I used to do that, you all, in my 30s. All right. Me and the guy I'm with, things are popping. Today was a good day. We had an argument. I don't want to talk to nobody. What? You can't move like that. You happy with a job. You lose your job. You're not happy. I get it. It's a bad economy. This is not the time to lose a job. But to get that interview, to get that new job, you got to find something inside. They're not going to hire you. You're like, yeah, I lost my job. I'm not happy. They're gonna be like, next, not a good fit. Not to mention they playing games with these interviews. So we have to watch all of this. Exercise regularly. I told my friend I was gonna get on my treadmill. I lied. I didn't yesterday. I shouldn't be happy. Why am I smiling over that? I did do over 100 something jumping jacks, and today I did some squats and some of my arm exercises, my tableau move. I'm gonna do more jumping jacks today. I'm gonna tell you this much. From doing those jumping jacks, I don't even feel as stiff today. So I showed you those jumping jacks do something. So I'm gonna do some more. I want to do maybe 200 today. And each day just keep on building on that. But I definitely did not feel stiff today. So what my friends say, motion is lotion, but do some form of exercise. My rituals really help me. Putting on my diffuser, setting a tone, doing my facial regimen, journaling. I've done those three things today. I'm doing my video, so I listened to a gospel song that really helped me. And I got a couple more things I would like to do. Definitely pray. I gotta pray. I gotta pray. I gotta pray. Woohoo. Mm-mm-mm. Again, show compassion for yourself and for others. Relax. That's why I'm happy because I know Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I can do what I want. Going for a massage on Friday and getting my hair done on Wednesday and Thanksgiving on Thursday. That makes me happy. Do something to make you happy. Oh Lord, y'all, I don't know what I don't put down here. Oh, I got the massage. I try to be cute and don't put on my readers, and that's what I get. In closing, you all, everybody's struggling with something. Pastor T.D. Jakes had a medical emergency while he was, I think he was praying, or I didn't see it. I didn't kind of don't want to see it. I hate to see stuff like that, but he is resting. They said he's okay, and oh, the life of a minister, a pastor. So many people coming at you. I remember going to my church for almost 20 years. The pastor, I need the pastor, the pastor, the pastor, the pastor. He cannot service all these people. And after we've been at church for a while, we need to call on God for ourselves. It's almost like going to therapy. I can't, if a client call me in the middle of the night, I can't answer that. I'm asleep. I can't answer emails all day and text messages. I have other clients to service. I have to take care of myself. So as a clinician, what we try to do is give you all tools where if you become dysregulated, you can self-soothe. We're doing meditation. You can go to a reading. You can go to your anxiety book. You can do other coping mechanisms to get you back on track because a minister, a clinician, a doctor, they can't be there for everything. All righty, you all, I gotta go. I gotta get to work. I hope something I said helped. Drop me some comments. But remember, everybody's struggling with something, some people. And they may be wearing a smile, but inside they're crying, tears of a clown. So be kind to each other and show some love and compassion. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all so much. Tammy C. Walker signing off. I'm going to use my little button that I should have been using. Look at this. Bye.